Welcome back to our special coverage of the Boston Marathon 10 years after the bombings. We are live in Boston, where runners are not only celebrating victory of finishing this marathon, but strength, resilience of the city and this entire running community. And that is one thing that one person in particular celebrates and truly wants to focus on that. It's a firefighter here in Boston. He helped save lives the day the bombs went off 10 years ago. He was captured in an iconic picture, and what's even more special is he's from the capital region. He's local for us. He's from Colonie. I spoke with him 10 years ago, and we reconnected in a one-on-one interview about that picture and that day. The iconic picture, a symbol of strength in the middle of tragedy. Firefighter Jimmy Plourde carrying a young woman away from the chaos, her face hidden in his chest, her leg wrapped with a t-shirt, signs of the wounds visible. The picture went viral. Are you able to look at it? Do you try to avoid looking at it?
No, I definitely don't like that picture. I didn't like it then. I don't like it now because it singles me out, and I was just one part of a larger group of firefighters and medics and nurses and doctors, and the only difference between them and me is they got a picture of it.
In a one-on-one interview, Plourde tells me he feels the same way now as he did 10 years ago. He is not a hero.
I could tell 100 stories of, the things I saw and the things that, my coworkers did, and the real heroes that were out there were the everyday person that jumped in and helped out.
Plourde is from Colonie, a 1995 grad of Colonie High. He went to Siena College, became an EMT, and joined the Boston Fire Department. I spoke with him 10 years ago, the day after the bombings.
So the initial thought was, this girl needs to get out of here.
He described carrying the young woman away.
I know she was scared. I know I was scared.
9 days later, this emotional reunion.
Thank you.
You looked right at me like, I'm so scared. And then I'm like, we're out of here. I'm picking you up. And you said, no.
Yeah.
I was like, we're going.
Firefighter Plourde meeting the young woman in the hospital. Her name was Victoria McGrath, 20 years old.
Just a beautiful, young, smart, amazing young lady who became very close to my family.
Sadly, Victoria died 3 years later in a car crash in Dubai.
The time in between we cherished as a family, and we've moved on, and we're really close with our family. We've kept that connection.
That connection continues today with Plourde's family, a big part of the Victoria McGrath Foundation.
We've raised a lot of money toward helping kids with disabilities, which is something Victoria felt passionate about.
Firefighter Plourde also helped build the Victoria McGrath Playground in Dorchester, right outside Boston, through the Where Angels Play Foundation, started by firefighters to build playgrounds in just days and bring joy in the face of tragedy. These are the things Firefighter Plourde wants to focus on 10 years after the bombings, not the details of that day.
I think of the days and weeks after, where the streets were filled with American flags and people were donating blood.
All of the good that has happened in the past 10 years to continue to lift the community after what happened there.
And just the connections that were made of complete strangers.
As for the marathon this year, his wife is running it in honor of Victoria.
We have Victoria's picture on my table in the other room, and my girls will go by once in a while and say, "Hi, Victoria," and that means a lot. Somebody asked me if I regret making that relationship, and 100% no. It was and it is still one of the greatest parts of my life.